kind of bankrupt thinking is this? Okay. Our Minister for Defense is saying that if we were doing something that was bad, and suddenly we realized that in the past the things we did was bad, we should continue to do them because we did them was bad.
So you agree that the 1990, the agreement that was signed on 24th March 1998 and 2015 is as bad as what we are witnessing?
I have looked at the 1998, I've looked at the 2015, and nowhere has our independence been compromised. Nowhere has our laws been undermined in those agreements. In this particular one, our laws have been undermined. Americans can come here without driving licenses and drive. Can you drive in Ghana without a driving license?
And although government says that Free Senior High School, I mean, her relative is not benefiting from the Free Senior High School, and that's why she's here. Interesting point, you know, she's making. But let's get inside. Let's have a good view of what is happening behind us. We still have one message to the Americans. We still have some of the demonstrators coming behind us. Now there's a standstill. They're waiting for the rest to come and join us right now.
This free education. Well, and I was talking that free education. One of my sister daughter, my junior one daughter, is Cedro Senior High. 3 days today, 600,000 for the school this thing, textbook in school. Freedom. That is free education. It's not a free education, my brother. It's a lie. Nana is lying to us. She should leave us alone. Nana should leave us alone. We don't know that if you vote for Nana, this is the way you come and do us. If you know that is that, you won't vote for Nana. Nana said that submission. The Ghana people must take it. Must take this, must be lesson. Next time, if somebody says submission, try me and see. You will run. You must run for that person. You understand?
But you know, this demonstration is not really about Free Senior High School. It's about the Ghana-U.S. military cooperation agreement.
Yeah. That is the reason why he wants money to complete the free education. And we said that we don't want outside money to do a free education. The free education is constitution.
And how is the Spokesperson agreement going to provide money to fund the free
$20 million.
You think that $20 million is going to be used
to fund the free education? The president doesn't care about that. He won't care about that. He will try to take the $20 million because you want to do what? He said that you do free education. He won't get people to know that you do free education. My brother, you people journalists, you know better than us. You know better than us. Journalists, you know better than us. Please, let us say in this country, we must be careful in this country. We must be careful because my daughter will come and live. How dare you go? But what about my children? What about my children? What about your children? My brother. It doesn't need military, because military base in Africa, all the African military base in there's problem in military base.
Well, but government said it's not really a military base.
It's a lie. My brother. My brother. Do you remember that they killed our top men in Kenya? Do you realize that?
You're talking about Una?
Yes. It's not military base is not in Kenya. The military base in Kenya. This is the problem you have. We are begging, and we are begging. We are a human being. I haven't born.
You make reference to the killing of Awuno in Kenya by Al-Shabaab. Now I want to find out from you. Don't you think by signing this cooperation agreement with the U.S. it would rather help us, fight terrorists?
My brother. Now the rumors we are hearing, America is trying to fight against Islam, and this thing is always the problem.
Look into the camera for me.
This is not the problem because they will come here to come and terrorize us. Look the agreement. American person have right to come to Ghana without searching him. But my relative in America is coming down to his country. They will search him, they will open him back, do everything, give tolerance checking. But the American citizen coming to another person's citizen, they won't check in. My brother, is it good? You are in your house, you build house. You build house and you want to take a tenant and tell the tenant that you bring everything come to my house. I have right to take you. Do whatever we want. I have right to take you. You can. Is it good? My brother, we are a citizen. We are a citizen. Nana say we must be citizen. We must be a spectator. Am I right? Thank you.
You can see there's a lot of solidarity for this march. There are so many people here from all walks of life. Even workers in various offices have come out to show their support So we are particularly delighted that today everybody who loves Ghana is here with us.
Okay, now your government, actually, we are told that your government signed this particular agreement in the year 1998 and then re-signed it in 2015. A lot of people are raising concerns. Why you on the streets demonstrated when the whole agreement was shrouded in some kind of secrecy when you were in government?
There are different terms to every agreement. The past two agreements did not contain any waivers of our sovereignty at all. Indeed, a comparison between those ones and this one shows that this one is more detailed. It does not contain a termination clause. It doesn't give us a duration. It actually allows them waivers on immigration processes as and when they come here. It also allows them to construct a military base. So it is largely different from existing agreements, and I do believe that you have heard the minority in Parliament speak largely to these matters. Indeed, when the memorandum accompanying the current document was placed before Parliament, it clearly indicated that the existing agreements had all expired or had reached their termination, calling for a review and, for that matter, a new agreement to be signed. Okay. The question is that why did we not sign on the same terms and conditions as the existing ones? And if there's any reason why this particular document is different, we should be told why it should be different. So if our matter is very, very simple. I think you've heard several people. I have heard many other experts speak to the matter. I've received many correspondences from even people within the military, because on the other hand, such agreements are also reciprocal. A certain reciprocity in this matter, but unfortunately, we do not see it in the particular instance.
Tango 1, Wilco. Over.
How has it been so far? It's been a smooth match, you say?
Yeah, it has been a peaceful and orderly match. We are grateful that the leadership of the match have also played a very crucial role in overcoming some of the challenges as we proceed.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the police have been very professional and accommodating to make sure that we have an incident-free match.
Okay, and you say that it's been largely incident-free, that they have cooperated, you said. So what's the way forward? What's the plan as we approach the final destination? Is there any plan? Did they say they were going to do anything special when they get to the Hearts Park, you know?
From our side, we will provide the much-needed security at the grounds.
Okay.
To enable them go about their activities without let or hindrance.
Okay, how will you respond to people who say that, for example, last night some of your men used maximum force and beat some of the supporters of the party, and some of them are currently in hospital?
The police is duty-bound to clear the roads where you have civil populace taking the laws into their own hands and blocking roads, bringing in stones, barricades, and so forth. It is appropriate that police authority and primacy should prevail at any time in our society, and we cannot permit people to go lawless. We are bound by statutory requirement to maintain law and order.
So you say you were just maintaining law and order last night?
Appropriately.
Okay. So you just had the Superintendent Kwesi, he's just speaking to us. He says it's been largely an incident-free match so far. He says police are ensuring law and order, providing security for the hundreds of supporters who have had to participate in this particular match. I see you are holding this placard. How long have you worked?
Yeah, I work from circle to year. So it's not easy. Ghana is $20 million as compared to Nema in Brazil. They sell him 210 million euro. Why? Nema, Ghana, we have population about 28 million. But Nema alone sells 210 million euro. Ghana, we sell Ghana $20 million. Why?
So exactly what do you want to be done right now?
And right now, I want the 20 million to be back, okay, so that they can use the 20 million to do something, so that it will give us benefit to do everything in Ghana.
But how sure are you that this particular demand that you are making is going to happen? Since it's already been ratified by Parliament.
It will happen. That's why we are doing the demonstration. It will happen. By the God's grace, the team will be happy. They will bring back the $20 million US by force.
What if they don't?
They will bring it. If they don't, we shall go demonstration. We shall go demonstrating every day and every night we will go demonstration until they bring back the 20 million US dollars.
Did you walk from Obrasport to this place?
I think more than hours now that we started walking to here.
Why are you part of this particular demonstration?
Particularly, I'm a Ghanaian, so I'm supposed to be part of this demonstration because we don't know the reason why the government has accepted to actually has accepted the contract.
So have you seen this particular agreement? Have you seen the agreement?
Actually, I don't think the agreement will help. Are you asking me how the IC...
Have you seen it? Have you seen and read the content of the agreement?
Yeah, I've seen and read the content of some of the agreements, yeah.
And you think it's not a good deal for Ghana?
It's not a good deal at all. I don't think. It's not a good deal at all.
So you left your work today to join this particular protest. Are you not losing money as a result of not going to work today because of this?
For me to lose today, it's okay for me than to lose in the future.
Ghana now know that we will resist it with all our will and all our might. We will resist it. Ghana is not for sale. Ghana Nado, that Ghana is not for sale.
Ghana cannot put Ghana on Ghana.com. And please, distributing it as distributing Ghana on Alibaba to sell us $100 million. Instead of $20 million on Ghana.com. ABBA, $20 million.
$20 million. If you go for $20 million and give us back our Ghana.
So clearly, these are very incensed. Individuals. The convener of the group has just joined me. A.B.A, thank you very much for joining us. Would you say it's been a successful march so far?
It's been more than successful. And if I were the president of Ghana, I certainly would have been worried by now. Worried that within a few days of bulldozing my way through parliament to have such an agreement ratified by the majority, clearly abusing the majority numbers. Young people, ordinary Ghanaians, Ghanaians from all walks of life have been able to mobilize themselves in such a manner. It should be a source of concern for the president. We are saying that if indeed the president is a listening president, like he always wants us to believe, this should be an indication to him that he must get back to the negotiation table and enter into an agreement that is in the best interest of Ghana.
What if that doesn't happen?
Well, we have never doubted the power of mass mobilizations. We have never doubted the ability of young people to lead actions that bring about change. We are mobilizing. This is just one of the things that we will be doing. And we believe that it will get to a point where the government will have no option than to listen to the voice of the majority.
Just heard A.B.A, he is the convener of the group, and they've just been telling me that once they get to the convergent point, which is the Haspark, they're going to have some solidarity messages from the various unions who have converged around here. Apparently, we're told that some of the student leaders are also part of this protest. We will try and speak to some of the student leaders and find out from them why they chose to solidarize with this particular Ghana First movement. We'll try and speak to some of them. Once we get them, we will bring that to you. So as you can see in your shots, the demonstrators or the marchers are almost approaching their final destination. So there appears a scuffle of a sort happening right here. It is unclear exactly what the scuffle is about, but clearly there's been some exchange of blows, I have to say, right here. It appears some of the members here are preventing us from filming the scuffles that are ensuing at the moment. Our cameras are being blocked and prevented from filming the scuffle that's occurring right here at Tema Station. So I have spotted Hassan Ayariga in the crowd. If my cameraman could come with me briefly, he is actually sitting on a horse. He's sitting on a horse. I see, Honorable, thank you very much. I see you are offering huge solidarity to this particular march. How has it been so far for you?
So far, so good. As you can see, the Ghanaian people have spoken. Those on the street have demonstrated to the world that Ghana is not for sale, and we cannot in any way auction our sovereignty for a mere $20 million. What is it about that we don't want? We, the citizens of this country, including our president, we abide by the rules and regulations of our country. How come that somebody who is a visiting person will come to this country and will not abide by our rules and regulations? That is number one. Number two, when we travel out of this country or we come into this country, we go through custom check and immigration. How come visitors who are coming into our country that we have labored so far to make it a great nation will come into this country without being controlled by our securities, our customs, or our immigration? What makes them superior over the nation they are visiting? Who are those people who sat down to sign an agreement like this? I'm not sure the less elite will append their signature in such an agreement.
Are you confident that this demonstration will yield any results?
Yes, of course. Beside the demonstration, myself, I've engaged lawyers to take the matter to court. They rejected the $20 million we offered them. Now we will spend $1 million with the lawyers to reverse the situation. And I'm sure our judges listening will know that this agreement is not in the interest of Ghana. So first of all, we will sue the Speaker of Parliament, who is supposed to protect our country, our sovereignty in Parliament, who has ignored his duties as a Speaker to make sure the right thing is done. And then we'll go ahead to sue the Attorney General before we talk about the government of Ghana. So it is not just this demonstration, this is just the beginning. Because if we allow this to go on, that means that we have auctioned our sovereignty. That means that we cannot uphold the Ghana, Nkrumah, and many others fought for our independence. Look around. The people here at the parliament, they have voted you to go to Parliament House to protect them and defend their laws. And they have asked you not to sign, but you have ratified it. So what it means is that one side of Parliament will have to find another place, because we'll see all of them. This we are doing is not against a political party. We are defending our...
So you just heard there Hassan Ayariga. He has just been speaking to us. He says in the coming days they are going to take some action against the states. He tells me that they are going to, first of all, sue the Speaker of Parliament and then also take some adverse action against the government for ratifying this particular agreement, which they say is a sale of Ghana's sovereignty to the United States of America. The national anthem being sung at the moment.
This demonstration was organized by Ghana First Patriotic Front with support from the Inter-Party Coalition for national sovereignty, and many other partners. So we will call on Honorable Bernard Mona to give us his solidarity message. He is the chairperson of the PEC.
First and foremost, let me take the liberty to thank the Ghana police for behaving so professional today, and we hope that their conduct of respecting the law will continue. When the police is a lawful police, citizens will certainly be a lawful citizen. We thank them for the professional manner they acted today, and we pray they will continue to join us as we protest across the length and breadth of this country to demonstrate against the sale of our independence. Let me also thank you that even within the shortest space of time, you've been able to turn out in such tumultuous numbers. This is a demonstration that President Nana Akufo-Addo cannot take citizens for a ride. We are citizens of Ghana. Nana Akufo-Addo is president not of the Gold Coast or of the United States of America, but president of Ghana. Nana Akufo-Addo could not be president of the Gold Coast because that would have been under colonialism. So 61 years down the line, if he's president, he is enjoined by the Constitution of Ghana to protect the independence and sanctity of our nation. The Americans' presence here will give them access to our radio spectrum. What that means is that even when President Akufo-Addo is doing his lovey talk with Rebecca Addo, the nation of the United States of America will be able to monitor that conversation. All of us are at risk. Above all, America has interest in our oil. They will bring their warships to our sea. They will control our naval bases. Our Navy will not be able to check what they are taking out of our shores. They will take our oil away. Akufo-Addo has sold our sovereignty for a mere $20 million. We say that if Ghanaians are affected by the laws of Ghana, any citizen of the world that comes to Ghana must be bound by the laws of Ghana. We will not allow Americans to come to Ghana and drive with our lances. That will be an affront on our laws. We will not allow Americans to come and rape our women and go so that they will go to the United States and be tried. From now on until the day that President Akufo-Addo realized that our independence is not for sale, we shall be on the street until we achieve that dream. Let me preempt that if by the close of the week they do not take any action, next week we shall be embarking on similar demonstrations. May God continue to bless our homeland Ghana and make us great and strong. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Comrade Bernard Mona. The next person to give his solidarity message is the President of the National Union of Ghana Students, Dr. Frank Amwakohene.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We stand here together as students of this republic and students from across the country to stand in for Mother Ghana. We are here because we are convinced in our minds that in the not too distant future, the responsibility of Ghana will be our burden. Therefore, we can't sit unconcerned for our sovereignty to be raped. We will, to every extent, defend and stand in for the independence of Ghana. Not too long ago, government intentionally rented vagabonds and people to actually come out with a disclaimer against the will of the students of Ghana. We want to call on everyone here to tell government that we will resist all his hand-twisting effort to take over every union or to take over every institution here in Ghana. Shabayu! 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 We will be here today. We will be here tomorrow. We will be here the next day until freedom is given us. Aluta continua.
Thank you very much. The voice of the students. All students are saying no to U.S. military base in Ghana. They are also saying no to President Nana Akufo-Addo establishing a base in the Students' Union. The next speaker is Honorable Hassan Ayariga. Toboy, the leader of the APC party. Honorable Hassan Ayariga, over to you.
We are living in a shithole. Yes, we are living in a shithole. But we don't want American shit to fill our hole. No. We don't want American shit to fill our hole. Am I right? We are saying America should take their America. We Ghanaians will take our Ghana. Is that a problem? Is that a problem? Our competent call incompetent leaders in parliament and their speaker think they can sell Ghana for $20 million twice. $20 million. What is $20 million? What is it? They should come and I will give them the $20 million to get away. They should come for it. We will give them to go and sleep. If they are hungry, we are not hungry. Am I right? If they are hungry, we are not hungry. We can pay the $20 million without looking at them. They have refused my $20 million. Now I am going to take $1 million and give it to my lawyers. And my lawyers will revert the case. Who lose? Nobody them lose up. So Toboy, the situation is this. They are saying their soldiers should come into Ghana with only ID card. ID card. They should go out of Ghana with ID card. But our president, when he's going to their country, the so-called president, he will go with passport. But the same president will also look for a visa. Am I right? And go to their country. But when this army corporal and then sergeant are coming to Ghana, they should come with that passport. Here. Normal person will not sign this. A normal person will not sign this. Again, they say that when the Americans are coming to Ghana, they will not go through our customs. They will not go through our immigration. They will not go through any security agents. Hey, Ghana near. MPP near. Nanado near. Is it Nanado who signed this one or another Nanado? Is it another Nanado or is it a Nanado we know? Who call himself freedom fighter? Is it that same Nanado? When NDC accepted Gitmo 2, they were saying that NDC has brought in Gitmo 2 and they were against it. Today, if the Americans can come with their aircraft, they will bring thousands of Gitmo 2 and we cannot say anything. Am I right? They will take away thousands of Gizmetu and we will not say anything. They will make our country a transit of terrorists. Can we live with terrorists in this country? For 61 years, we have lived in peace. No record of terrorists, no record of war, no record of conflict between us and neighboring countries. What do we need American soldiers to come and do for us? What are they coming to do? Apart from coming to destroy our country. Anywhere American soldiers find themselves, there's always war. Anywhere they find themselves, there's always war. This time around, we don't want war in our country. We don't want Americans in our country. They every week deport more than 100 Ghanaians to our country. But if you want to live with us, why do you deport our people on a daily basis? Sabai! They should come for the 20 million. I am ready to give it to them. Thank you very much.
Sabai, today we are establishing a base in one MP's constituency. We invite the host MP, Honorable Dr. Zanato Rollins.
Why should people be looking for immunity in such a way that we cannot demand justice even in the international court? Why should this not be executed before it came to Parliament for ratification? If it was such a good agreement, why did my minority walk out of Parliament? We are looking out for Ghana and we will not allow our sovereignty to be undermined by anybody. The people are saying that this is only a previous agreement. If you have made a mistake in the past with an agreement and you have a chance to correct it, must you repeat your mistake? We demand a renegotiation or removal of this agreement. We have been training with the Americans for long, but we've never been asked to sign away our sovereignty like this. We must demand that this agreement must be renegotiated. We do not agree to it. We never agreed to this. Chobai! Chobai!
Ghana First wrote to all the political parties, and in paragraph 4 of the letter, it was stated that if you are concerned about the security and the well-being of the Ghanaian people, please make yourself available at the demonstration. The political parties that are not here, the NPP is visibly absent here. It is an assumption that they are not concerned about your security. So Ghanaians, advise yourself. We will call on the Progressive Movement for Responsible Governance to also give us a very brief solidarity message. Commander Emmanuel Wilson.
There is an MPP person there, so it's good. You can just mention
It is a demonstration by progressive minds.
And if NDC as Ketia is telling NDC members not to come, the progressive minds will be here. Choboy! Choboy! Sir, press, sorry, sir, demonstration way airborne MPP for whom. Now, they are coming out with so many things just to twat it up. The message we are sending to them is that this is not a demonstration. This is just a curtain raiser. This is just a curtain raiser. The demonstration itself is yet to start. And we are assuring that right from now, we are going to have all demonstrations across the country. They say they are members full of elite. They are resident. If they could not reason to realize that the agreement, does not make sense as far as the interest of this nation is concerned, we are going to let them know, out of reasoning, say there are a lot of Ghanaians who will not sit down for MPP to trade the interests of the nation for their partisan interests. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And indeed, this is just the beginning. Northern Region, are you ready? Toboy, we'll now call on the Deputy Minority Leader, Dr. James Kuche Abeji. He happens to be my Member of Parliament as well.
We in Parliament, representing the minority in Parliament, staged a walkout. And our walkout was based on two reasons. The first one was that Article 75(2) of the Constitution demands that the President shall execute or cause to be executed an agreement before laying that agreement in Parliament for ratification. The agreement, which was ratified by the majority side of the House on Friday, was not executed by the President. For that reason, we said we cannot be part of an illegality, an action which frowns on the Constitution, so we will not be part. The second reason was that the Defense Minister told the committee, which looked at the agreement, that Parliament has no power to amend any section of the agreement, which means that Parliament was to rubber stamp the agreement. Meanwhile, provisions of the agreement did not favor us as a country. So we said that we cannot approve or ratify an agreement which has an effect on the citizens of this country. For these two reasons, we will not be part of the ratification. We staged a walkout. People did not understand why we walk out. And I believe that you gathered here, and most of the Ghanaians listening to us will now understand that the walkout of the minority in Parliament was in the interest of the people of Ghana, but not in the interest of only the minority. So we thank you very much for coming, and as said by the earlier speakers, this is the beginning. We will continue to ensure that if the President of the Republic is a listening president, that he should listen to the people and recall the agreement for the appropriate amendment to be made to the agreement before it is ratified. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much. The minority in Parliament. Indeed, you fought the battle so hard, but the NPP abused their majority numbers in Parliament to get away with this deal. Chebwe! Chebwe! The General Secretary of the NDC, Honorable Johnson Asiedu General Mosquito. Please give us a solidarity message.
Hey! Hey! Before I proceed, I want to beg all of you that In the progressive world, when we are fighting battles, some comrades will fall. But when they fall, we don't stop to bury them. We walk over their dead bodies and continue with the mission till victory is won. Then we come back to count the dead. Comrade Kwakwani Deho has been arrested. We did all we could to make sure that he will not be subjected to this brazen illegality. The enemies wanted this program to be thwarted. So we decided to leave him, continue with the battle, and when we win, nobody will keep Kwakwani Deho anywhere. And so it was important for us to attend this function and make sure that we win. And when we win, it will be a vindication for the arrest of my deputy, Kwakwani Deho. His fight wouldn't be in vain.
Freedom.